My name's Connie Carpenter Phinney, and I was a 1972 Olympian in speed skating and a 1984 Olympic gold medalist in cycling.
Connie, let's catch up. What are some of the things that you've been working on as of late?
I have two children that are grown but require a lot of attention. My son Taylor's been on the 2008 Olympic team and the 2012 Olympic team, and I'm basically his business manager, so I do a lot with him and for him, and it's been a pleasure. I've also got a daughter who's a Nordic skier, NC2A Division I athlete, and they keep me busy. My husband Davis Phinney was an Olympic medalist in '84 as well, and he has a foundation, and I do a lot of work with his foundation for Parkinson's disease.
Connie, to go back to cycling, and I know you passed on those genes to your son.
Yeah.
Where does that passion for cycling come from? Where did you get it from? Where does he get it from?
You know what's really interesting about cycling? I was just talking to some of the other Olympic cyclists who are here, and it's a kind of sport that, we all learn how to ride a bike when we're kids, and not everybody really wants to race bikes, but I think some of us get this, just desire to go faster and just take it to another level. And I knew for myself, my parents were not competitive athletes at all. And I got into speed skating because my brothers played hockey and girls didn't play ice hockey. And in cycling, I used the bike as training for the speed skating, and that's really how I found my way there. My son found his way to cycling because we rode bikes a lot when he was a kid, but I never thought he'd bike race. And finally, he just looked at it and said, I need to try that, and there's no greater compliment, I think, to a parent than when their child wants to do something they've done, and when they do it so well. Yeah.
Connie, to shift gears a little bit, I wanted to ask you, when and what will it take to get full events for women in large tours?
That is a very good question. Women's cycling came a long way in the 1980s when it was included in the '84 Olympics. That's the first time women competed in the Olympic Games, was 1984. And since that time, the women's cycling kind of grew a bit and then really kind of diminished, and I think part of that was because the Tour de France gained so much outsized attention and the women were just left behind. They weren't included on that journey. And so I think now we're seeing a lot more people questioning that fact, like why aren't they included and how can we include them in the future? And there's a lot of conversation around it, but as we all know, action takes a long time. And I think the Olympics have done a good job of trying to equalize things for the women, but the Olympics is a once every 4-year opportunity. It's not what really makes the sport on a daily basis. And so I think cycling's got a long way to go. It's a male-dominated sport, and we got a long way to go.
So Connie, being here now, 30 years after the '84 Games, what is this like?
Well, of course, we're all here looking around at each other, and it's a bit like a high school reunion where you're going, oh, she looks good, or he looks good. Whoa, what happened? No. It's been a fast 30 years, really. I've been busy in a really good way, I think. The '84 Olympics will live forever in my heart as a real defining moment in my life. But I don't hang my hat on just being an Olympian or just being an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, I'm really proudest of being, a really good person and a really good, I contribute to my community and I contribute especially to my family, and we have a very close family, and so there's a lot that I'm really proud of, but it is fun to come back here and try to imagine what that day was like. On July 29th, 1984, I went and rode the Olympic course yesterday for the first time in 30 years. Not that I haven't been out here, I just haven't thought, let's go back and take a look and see what it feels like. And
what did it feel like?
As I said, I believe that the hills got a little steeper in the last 30 years, and and you know what? I called my husband right afterwards, and I said, because he did the same race, he was 5th in that race and then 3rd a week later in another event, and I said, that was a hard course we raced on. And he was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, but you don't remember that part of it because you're so fit and so able. And but it was really fun, actually. It was really fun to go back there and imagine. There were so many people at our Olympic road race. It was crazy. It was a crazy fun day. It's a big day for women's cycling, that's for sure.